Alright, so I'm not sure if this video is going to help anyone. This laptop had liquid spill damage. There's a nice ASUS VivoBook. Alright, and what was happening was after I cleaned it up and got everything fixed, I cleaned up the board, and then my partner, he had to replace and repair some burnt stuff because the board that controls the fan was burnt and the fan wasn't spinning. But after all that was done, for some reason everything was still running super slow. It's working a lot better now, but let me show you what happened. So Control Shift Escape, or you can just open the taskbar. However, what was happening was in the performance here, the CPU was running at like 0.12 gigahertz or something like that, some very slow speed, whether it was plugged in or unplugged. And then I figured, let me just try something else because all the hardware stuff seems like it should be okay. So what I did was I restarted the computer. Sorry for the glare. Okay, and then I press F2 while it's restarting. You can see all the junk in my work area. Okay, so anyways, one thing I noticed before was even like going through here, it was super slow, but now you can see like I can go through this really fast, no problem. But what was going on was in the advanced mode, when hyper-threading was enabled, let me see if it messes it up again. Hopefully disabling and re-enabling it fixes the problem. So I'm going to re-enable this hyper-threading technology. And also, if your computer, you want to read this, so make sure your computer isn't in wake from hibernation mode, because then you can screw up your computer or your data. But anyways, I'm going to turn that back on. And right now you can see it's okay, so let's see if we save changes. I don't know if it's going to enable hyper-threading right away. This is still working, so let's save changes and exit. And hopefully it's still going to be running just fine. We'll find out once it boots back up. One thing I can do is I can press F2 again. I think it's taking a while. It's restarting. You can see these indicator lights are on, so that means it's doing something since both lights are on. Alright, I have the bottom cover off right now, just in case I need to check any hardware stuff, but let's see. Okay, it's still with the two lights and nothing's coming on the screen. So maybe it takes a while to reset this setting. Come on. You can hear the fan still running. There you go. Press F2, and it's actually still okay. You can see as I push this, it's moving okay. It's not lagging. So let's go ahead now. Let's double check. Hyper-threading is on. Okay. So now we're just gonna, we don't need to change any settings because we already saved it. So I'm gonna just discard settings and save. It's gonna restart, and let's see if it's okay now. Then I'm gonna have to test with my customer's hard drive and SSD because I created a new SSD just to redo the OS, and it's running a lot better. So I can press the start menu and it's responding right away. If I go to the task manager, it pops up right away. Performance is running well, 1.6 gigahertz. Let me see if it has issues with this. I ran Prime 95 as a CPU and RAM stress test. So last time when I ran this, I could barely open anything, and now things open just fine. So yeah, so I think that actually fixed the issue. Okay, so I'm gonna put back the customer's hard drive and SSD and see if it's a lot faster on there as well. I'm gonna close this, and you should see the CPU usage drop. Yep, there we go. Okay, and performance should also, because it's not really doing anything, should eventually drop, but we'll see. All right, but yeah, it looks like that fixed the problem. Let me see if I unplug it. Does it change? Yeah, you can see as I unplug it, the CPU performance dropped to 1 point something. Okay, let me plug this back in, and okay, it's back to 3 point something. All right, so it looks like that actually fixed the problem. I don't know why. Maybe when it got liquid damage, it messed something up with the BIOS, and after changing it back and forth, it solved the problem. So I'm just going to be replacing the hard drive now, or swapping it back, because it looks like we fixed this problem. Okay, so we'll wait till this shuts off. And before, it would take forever to turn on and shut off and everything. So I think we are good to go as far as this goes. All right, we got it. It turned off. Let's go ahead now and swap the SSD back here. So we're going to take this back out. Okay, we were testing with this SSD. I did a completely new clean install. We're going to now put their original SSD back in. Okay, and it's hard to do this with one hand, but don't really want to set up my whole camera setup just for this. Okay, then we'll just tighten this back down. All right, then we got their hard drive to go back in. Just line it all up and push it back down. This is kind of like a little bit difficult to get in. It's just rubber, like, what do you call? Friction fit? Pressure fit? All right, anyways, get this cable back in. And there we go. And I probably can't show you guys their stuff, so I might have to pause the video, but I'm gonna power it up and see what's going on, because before, again, it was super slow. So let's power this up. I just want to make sure it's running fast, and you can see it's spinning. All right, I'll be back. All right, and it looks like it's good now, because yeah, CPU speed is going good. Mouse and stuff is okay. This is popping up a lot quicker. All right, so things are working better. So I think we are good to go. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully this video helps some of you guys. I don't know how many people are going to have this weird case where your CPU is being throttled, and hyper-threading, turning it off and back on will fix it. But yeah, a lot of times I run into these weird issues that it'll help people. So hopefully this is one of those. I might want to actually run Prime 95 on this as well. Let me open up their browser, get that. Let me show you actually. So Prime, because this might help you guys as well. Oops. Okay, so we'll search Prime 95, and we're gonna download this from Mersin or whatever that is, this GIMPs thing. Okay, open it up. Okay, it's kind of browsing a little bit slow here. I don't know if the search result didn't work. Let's try again. Okay, I don't know, it's going slow, but it did open. Okay, so we're gonna open this, and it's downloading, and it downloaded super fast. Get that out of here. Okay, or actually opening in 3 minutes. Is there a wireless card? No, it can't be, because in the other mode it worked fine. So we're gonna have to wait till this finishes downloading. Then we're gonna extract it, and then we'll run it and see if everything works okay. But right now the hardware, everything runs a lot faster. I can also do some optimization here. So let me show you guys what I usually do on computers. I'll go to these more sound settings here. We'll go to sounds. I don't usually like any of the Windows sounds, so I turn them all off. Especially if you're like in a working environment, sometimes people will get annoyed when it starts making sounds. I tell it to do nothing in the communication thing. This, if you're like in a call like Zoom or something, it'll turn off, it'll lower all your other audio, which I don't want it to do that. If I want the other audio lower, I'll lower it myself. So I turn that off. Okay. Then what else we got? Then I'll usually go to the personalize here. Okay. And in here I go to the colors, and I turn off the transparency effect, so I guess it's already off. Okay, and then I go to personalization again, and I go to the themes, and in the themes I go to desktop icon settings, and I turn off or I turn on the computer as a desktop icon. Alright, and the reason I do that is so we can get all of this. Oh, it's still downloading. We'll let that finish. So then I can go to this PC. I'll go to the properties of this PC by right clicking it. Usually it won't show everything, so I have to go to advanced system settings here. And then in here we have this advanced. I can go to performance settings, and I turn off all these animations. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Okay, so usually I'll turn off all these animation, like not all of them, but these specific ones, turn off the shadow, selection rectangle, and that. So I do all of those, and that makes the computer a lot faster as well. But yeah, it looks like it's good. So other than for some reason it's downloading this slow, I think we're good to go. I'll run that and I'm sure it'll be fine. But yeah, thanks for watching, and hopefully it helped, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.